save, and a save there, and they score! So here's Lassen with a shot, and he scores! And he tries it, walking in, he shoots and scores! Mustangs draw first one. Teresic gets a shot, and he scores! 4-4. Lachlan going to the net, shoots, and he scores! And towards Cox, goes to the shot away, Davis makes the save, no, it's in! It's in, first over the lead!
Live from O'Brien Group Arena in Melbourne, this is AIHL TV. The regular season is brought to you by Air Canada, who offer the only daily and non-stop service to Vancouver. For details, visit aircanada.com.au. Owners are a direct infrastructure investor with a portfolio worth in excess of $50 billion. ATC Productions, your live event technical provider. And APA Group, delivering Australia's energy.
O'Brien Group Arena is the venue for today's clash between the Melbourne AIHL and the Sydney Bears. Bears coming off a win yesterday against the Mustangs, a win they probably had no right in taking at all, given their performance, but they certainly capitalised on the chances. And the Melbourne AIHL, they're coming off a 2-game losing streak, facing the very rare situation of losing 3 games in a row and 3 games in a row at this venue. So it should be an interesting clash, this one, and we'll see what comes up in the next couple of hours. My name's Michael Clough, and I'm joined in coverage today by Steve White and Dr. Harry Cooper. Welcome, Dr. Harry. Oh, you're meant to be Jeff, aren't you? And Steve, what do you think of this bizarre fashion from our silent friend over there?
Well, I've got a sick dog at home that you might want to take a look at later there, Jeff, but who's going to talk to all the animals on the ice end off it, apparently. But when we get Jeff's mic working, we might take a look at the ATC Productions AIHL ladder for this round. And we have a look at, in the middle of week 5, the CBR Brave on top with 15 points. The Ice Dogs with 12. They're in the second part. They're second with 3 points. Melbourne Ice third. Now, if they win today, they will leapfrog the Sydney Ice Dogs and go to second. The Mustangs will sit in fourth, but if the Newcastle North Stars take the 3 points against the Adelaide Adrenaline in their 2-part of a double-header this afternoon in Adelaide, they will go possibly to third, or possibly even to second if the Melbourne Ice fail to take the points. The Adrenaline, Thunder and Bears round out the 6th, 7th and 8th spot. And, well, the Sydney Bears, as we talked about last night, 2 points in the shootout. A game which the Melbourne Ice really, the Melbourne Mustangs, excuse me, we're still having some technical issues down here. The Mustangs really controlled two and a half periods. The Mustangs really dominated 2.5 periods of that game yesterday, and it was really only the second half of that second period where the where the Sydney Bears had the upper hand. That's where they managed to come back. But look, the Bears, they've got to win today to really keep pace with the Thunder and Adrenaline and really the rest of the table, because this stage of the season, you don't want to fall too far behind and have to play catch-up for the rest of it.
And that's the important thing about yesterday. That was only 2 points for the Bears. They desperately need it. And I don't think they've got the talent to be playing catch-up hockey in terms of the ladder either. They need to be right in it for as long as they can to give themselves a shot. They're not the deepest list in the competition. No.
Well, their imports, I mean, Strukov and Haynes and Burns were actually quite impressed. Strukov was obviously the thorn in the side for the Bears last night. The Mustangs really didn't have an answer for him. But a very similar predicament, possibly, if he plays as physical as he did last night, it could be a Zane Jones Melbourne Ice repeat from last week. We've still got Jeff here on mute, unfortunately, so we'll work that out. We'll work that out in a moment. But
you're right saying that he's going to be a physical presence. And what we saw from last week for the Melbourne Ice, the way Zane Jones in particular, and to a lesser degree Sam Lawson, really bullied the Melbourne Ice.
Yeah.
I would say if you're an opposition coach, and I know if I was the Bears coach and you got a bloke like Strukov, I'd be telling him to go nuts.
Yeah.
To really amp up the physical game, probably keep it controlled aggression. Try not to give away ridiculous penalties, but if there's a check to be done and a check to be finished, finish it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that with Jones last week. I mean, there's a lot of discussion, obviously, online about the 2 hits on Wong and Carpenter, and we touched on that on the podcast as well. But, you know, with back and forth, I mean, we've made our opinions both known on that already. But look, Jones, we saw the effect that you're quite right. It's the Melbourne Ice didn't really have an answer for that. And Jones was sort of allowed to sort of dictate terms physically. Whether the Bears have that, I mean, they were throwing a lot of checks last night, particularly in that first period. Both teams were, but the Bears seemed to try and set the tone, particularly though when they went 2 down. There was sort of a bit of frustration as well as a bit of a strategic thing from Ron Gabrowski. We'll see if they employ that same tactic tonight and try to throw the Melbourne Ice off the game. Yeah.
They need to unsettle the opposition. Looking at it, like I mentioned earlier, they don't have the most amount of depth in the league, so they've got to unsettle opposition.
Yep.
That's going to be part of what they're going to have to do this year, is every week they're going to have to make life difficult for their opponents, whether that be being very defensive, which we saw aspects of it yesterday. They probably really have to upset people.
Well,
that means playing very physical hockey, and we welcome
he's just
Jaff/Dr. Harry Cooper finally.
Just finished looking at that lame horses.
Now, as long as the camera's back on me, so you can see me without the scarf. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to welcome you to the Peaky Blinder. That's me. It's a new image going forward.
For our over 70s audience, they've got that reference, but...
people who like modern BBC TV shows.
Yeah, well, hang on. Do yourself a favour, I'm a Birmingham boy.
But if we are running tweets as we do normally here on their game day broadcast, and
look, see the cameras are coming back to us.
Just use the hashtag AIHL game day and talk about Jeff's hat if you want.
It's, I tell you what, I can sell them to you. Like, look, even Daryl's just looking at it. How do you like it? Daryl loves it. Even the head referee just gives me a smile.
But Jaff, we're talking about the physicality of Mr. Strukoff earlier. Do you think that's something the Bears he needs to employ in the game today to unsettle the Melbourne Ice?
Well, all he has to do is just use controlled aggression, and he'll have Melbourne Ice forwards skating with their heads up and on a swivel, and they'll be just that little bit concerned. Yes is the answer. They're a little bit concerned because you know what? They don't have it. They don't have anyone that brings that to their game, and I'm talking about controlled aggression, not stupidity.
And that's probably one thing that's missing from, say, last year's side for the Melbourne Ice, where they had Victor Gibbs-Shadeen. We did that role very well.
Yeah, exactly. And Joey Hughes, he was a strong forechecker.
Yeah, well, Joey Hughes is a play. He's certainly not backwards and coming forward. He'll stand up for himself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look through the Melbourne Ice lineup at the moment. Del Casa, I mean, yes, but he's coming to the tail end of his career. He doesn't want to play that role anymore, nor should he.
And I think he's enjoying that whole scoring points thing he's been doing of late.
Well, ever since you've pumped his tyres up, he hasn't looked back. He's absolutely got a fan club now. He's got 3.
What, him, me, and...
and yourself. Me, myself, and I. No, you know what? It's strange in scenes with Kimberlin in the net, and with what they bring, it's a scare factor. It's a worry for Melbourne Ice today. It is a serious worry. And I'll be honest, they've had a few little issues, and as we know, Jaden Pine-Murphy is no longer with Melbourne Ice. He left this week, and I'm a bit disappointed for Melbourne Ice. I think he's a hell of a player, and he's been a great clubman for Melbourne Ice. And
just lacked opportunity in the end.
He did lack opportunity, and he wanted to show it, but he didn't get a chance to show it. Now, I'm not going to comment on that. That's the coach's call, but I just think it's a little bit sad.
Any word on where he may end up?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. He's
just going a couple of weeks off. Now, just look to my right. Jack Carpenter has just come into the players' bench, and with a smile on his face, and he's shaking hands with the coach. A smile, so that's a good sign.
Now we'll go to the pre-game presentation.
And welcome corporate manager from City Mazda, Elijah Wild, to the ice for the ceremonial puck drop. If Michael Schlamp and Liam Webster, captains of the 2 teams, can come forward, please. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please be upstanding and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem. Performing the anthem today is Mel McGregor and Kelly DePozo.
We've bold
Well, there we go. We've got our first Twitter day, but more Richard's great and small by Anthony Russell. I like that one. Now, Anthony probably doesn't get the Dr. Harry Cooper reference, but a famous TV vet here in Australia who wears a hat much like that. Well, at least you got one fan.
Well, you know,
Where do you buy it then?
the City Hatters.
Oh, what a Flinders.
Yeah, oh, you know it.
Oh, gee, I've lived, 38 years in Melbourne. I think if you live in Melbourne that long, you know where that place is.
I walked in there and it just jumped out.
Oh, okay. Never actually walked in the shop, but I know I've walked past it plenty of times over the journey.
Melbourne Ice are making this compulsory wear for their away uniform.
And you saw Jack Carpenter there with, he was patched up from the hit last week, which he got a very, very significant gash to his head.
But he's okay. The concussion side of things wasn't paramount. The gash is a concern.
Well, he's got to fully heal before he'll be playing hockey again. I don't think dirty, sweaty hockey helmets and probably an open wound are a good mix.
Yeah, but it was an unusual wound to get with the helmet on.
But the important thing is that he's all right.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely, he's all right. Yeah, back at work, full of beans, and typical Jack. He's laconic.
And Chris Wong is not in the lineup tonight either.
No, he's suffering from a bit of concussion. I just spoke to him before we came out to wear. Yeah.
But Bears played a pretty fiery game last night against the Mustangs. It'll be interesting to see if they do bring that out again. Taking on the reigning champs.
I think they will.
Moments away from the opening face-off in this clash. Melbourne Ice taking on the Sydney Bears. The Ice, the team you see on screen, in the blue. The Sydney Bears, the team in white for today.
Good to see Sam Hoddick from Melbourne Ice, number 24, on the lineup with Tommy Powell and Matt Armstrong.
Yeah, wasn't part of the team last year. Back in, but the Bears win the opening face-off. Tyrell Clare. Go with a stretch pass. Not a bad idea towards Slamp. Now Charles Adams fires, shoots. James bats that one away. Now the standalone number one goaltender for the Melbourne Ice. Michael Burns sending that one in the corner out to his fellow import, and Charles Burns. Back to the point. Shot from distance. Now Webster. Stretch pass is a good one. Out towards Powell. Goes in, shoots, and Kimlin with the save.
What a pass from Webster. Oh.
Well below his best last week in Liam Webster, but that's a good early sign for Melbourne Ice fans. Shot there by Burns and batted away by James.
Well, if I can tell you, one of the reasons why Liam was below par last week, he just got off a flight from 25 hours. Look at this. Good stick check. Good stick check there from Burns, but that pass from Webster, that just split the pack. That was brilliant. Webster had a lot of jet lag last week.
Well, Jason Backlicky's music career is kind of taking precedence at the moment.
Yeah.
He's got an injured wrist too. His left wrist was injured pre-season, so he's out for a while.
But your points noted.
You should have said he smashed it over in Marshall Amp or something with his guitar.
Maybe
Rock and roll.
Maybe he did. As two Ice players collide right in front of the net. That was Devon Crowe and Dylan Lawrence and Fleming, and not an ideal start for the Melbourne Ice, but the Bears had the puck down low. Annesley slings it in front and tried to get that through to Brucker, and the Bears looking to capitalise early here. And a little lackadaisical Melbourne Ice defence, but glove down. Here we've got a penalty coming up, and it's going. I think that might be going against the Melbourne Ice.
I love the pressure that the Sydney Bears have brought.
Looks like Delsar's going for a spell. I think he closed his hand on the puck, which is what.
Delay of game.
Yep.
2 minutes delay of game.
That's the call. Delay a game. Closed his hand on the puck and skated with it. So power play early here for the Sydney Bears. As we have a look, here's the replay. Bang, comes up. Yeah, took a couple of steps and played it to himself, so good call there. As here come the Sydney Bears. Annesley now at the point, looking for a shooting lane. Annesley shoots, and that one was into the glass and wide. Webster picks it up now here for the Ice. Feathers it out now here to Tommy Powell. Thought about the shot, forced wide there, and that one's moved out wide. Brucker. And Burns battle in the corner as Annesley finally gets a stick on it. And the Bears pick it up now deep behind their own goal line. And they start out 1:33 left on this power play here early in the first period. Strukov, who was all kinds of trouble for the Mustangs last night. A quick shot in front. Oh, that trip chip play there by the Bears was intelligent. And James almost called into action. Here's Annerley quarterbacking this Sydney Bears power play. Strukov now. Now he had that poked away from him there by a good stick of Lawrence. And Anderson as well. Schlamp, the captain, pulls in, shoots. That one was blocked before it got through to him. And all the way back now here to Strukov at the blue line. Strukov looking for a shooting lane, looking for a tip in front, and Burns tipped it, but it just went wide. Good active sticks now here from the Bears in front. It's sent in front. James forced to cover, and we'll get a whistle. Good early action there from Graham Strukov.
Sydney Bears are bringing all the pressure. They are just rolling it out, and they're going to capitalise. They're going to capitalise at any moment. So that we're hearing the refs tonight for the first time.
So from the face-off, it's going to be cleared away by the ice. Claire will get there first for the Bears. So Foons skated out, flips up looking for Claire and finds him, drives towards the net, and James makes the save.
Just a save. He didn't know where it was. He absolutely had no idea.
But you're right, I love the way they're skating at the moment, the Sydney Bears.
Oh, they sniffed this. I mean, you didn't have to be a rocket scientist to work it out when you have your second goalie leave the club during the week. You got a couple of players injured.
Oh, man, someone got cleaned up off the face-off there. High stick, I think. It was Brucker, I think.
But the Ice are able to clear now through Lawrence.
Look at the back checking. 1-on-4. Good luck.
And Lawrence is tied up by Claire. Still hadn't control the puck. He's done well, but the pass was far too hot there for Todd Graham.
Claire and getting into it. Terrell Claire and Fleming having it. Sorry, Lawrence having a bit.
But we'll see here of the face-off.
Oh, no, that was more in...
yeah,
from that angle now, it looks like there was really nothing much in it. But we've got two players going to the box, Claire and Dylan Lawrence.
It's a good move after last night just for the refs to stamp their authority early in the game.
So coincidentals there to Lawrence. Let's have a look. 59. Oh, yeah.
He copped the high stick.
Yes, right off the face-off there. I thought it was Brucker initially, but then it turned out to be Nate Fleming. So anyway, coincidentals. 13 seconds left on the penalty there to Cass Delsar. So we'll have 5-on-4, and then the coincidentals won't affect the on-ice strength, as they will be served until the next stoppage. As this one picked up now here by Burns. He puts it out now here to Ryan Annesley with speed down the near side. Chips it off the boards. And that's slapped right back out as Delsar rejoins the action. Strukov picks it back up now here for the Bears. Looks for an option up ice. Almost had his pass intercepted. And it comes all the way back now here to Webster. Well, didn't realise Delsar was going for a change. And the Bears looking to capitalise. Graham pokes that away there from Schlamp. It gets swatted in, and here's a chance for the ice. They shoot, and a good save by Kimlin. It's loose, and he finally covers. And the best chance of the period so far for the Melbourne Ice.
Yeah, and the way they're going to do it, they're going to thread the passes through Webster. Webster's the key to Melbourne Ice at the moment. He's the only one that's got his head up looking for options. He's looking for options. Everyone else at Melbourne Ice is just trying to get the puck out of the zone and take the heat off themselves. Well played, Sydney Bears.
And so far, the Bears haven't needed to get physical.
No.
After their pre-game talk. So from the face-off, the Bears will have it. Through Ryan Annesley. Managed to clear the zone, but only as far as Marcus Wong. To Crow. Finds Jeremy Chai, one of his first shifts in Melbourne Ice colours. Been playing about the past 4 games. So shot and spilled free, but Kim gloves that just in time.
He had it, though. He just wanted to make sure it didn't bobble out. This is better for Melbourne Ice, though. They've had possession. They've got it in the zone, and they've created some scoring opportunities. It'll give them a little bit of confidence, because for the first 4 minutes, they were nowhere.
Well, it's been probably the neutral zone where it's been the difference, where the Bears probably held the edge. Once they get it in there, the Melbourne Ice, they are looking dangerous. So Fleming.
Oh.
To Kachia, who's, well, blown a tyre at the most inopportune moment. So it's going to be a foot race. Vasquez up against Graham. Vasquez does well for the Bears. And he's happy to send that one in the corner and let support chase that one down. Tommy Stephen, he was good last night against his former club. Annesley winds up, shoots, looking for the tip. Delsar nearly lost his head. Now Foon's the Australian representative out towards the import Annesley. Flips it up high. Just over the stick there of Jeremy Vasquez. To Wong. To Webster. Back out towards Marcus Wong. Cleared away. Icing will be waved off as the Ice led the race. Now Michael Schlamp, the Bears captain. Looks his options, and in the end it wasn't a great one. To Stephen. Now it's been turned over. Good Matt pass. Armstrong, stretch pass out towards Powell. Decides against shot last minute. Webster.
Oh, Webster's pitch, so if they get turn over this puck, it's going to be...
Well, he found Wong in the end. He did very well.
Lucky they got out of jail then.
But if you're going to pinch, you have the puck. You do what Webster did then and keep control and protect it.
Oh, very good, Michael.
Thank you, Joe. So Webster finds Powell. Strukov plays on the boards. Armstrong nearly tripped over the puck. But Graham Strukov. To Brooker, who fanned on his pass. To Graham. Out towards Devon Crowe. Pass out sideways to Powell. Winds up, shoots. Saved there by Kimlin. So Graham pinching in. Batted away by Kimlin. To Strukov. Passes in the corner, and the Bears are able to clear the zone through Michael Burns. Little saucer pass wasn't a bad one, just couldn't connect with Adams. Now Graham to Fleming. Fleming up against Annesley. Fleming wins that race, keeps control of the puck. He's done well. But he eventually does lose it out, and Annesley will steer the ship for the Bears. So Adams out towards Burns. Back to Adams is a nice setup for the visitors. So Adams from a tight angle shot. James had the first save. And now we've got a little bit of extracurriculars there. Webster is in there, and I'm just trying to see who the Bears player was.
Money on Strukov?
No.
No.
That wasn't him.
No,
it's a forward.
Well, I just lost $10.
It was Burns.
Burns.
I'll give you something. It was a number in the 70s.
That's not a bad moustache Burns has got, by the way.
Great beard and then a great moustache.
Takes you back to the 70s. Tell you, boys, question without notice. What are you seeing about the Sydney Bears that you didn't see yesterday?
A lot more determination and particularly a pressure in the first period. Where was this?
No, wasn't there yesterday.
And pace.
Yeah, they're skating.
Yeah.
They're skating and they're supplying. Yeah.
I think they got a sniff after they jousted the Mustang. They're trying to ride that momentum. As this puck moved out, and well, Strukov thought about pitching in, but retreated. That one's dumped right back in. Webster's going to have to back and fish it out as he slaps it around, looking there for Lawrence and Fleming. Both of them elude the puck. Lawrence tried to pick that one up. It's in the feet there of Terrell Clare, Bears defenseman. Calls for a trip, not forthcoming. Here they come the ice through Lawrence. He shoots. Good save there from Kimlin. And got the left pad out to deny him. And as we hit this puck almost slapped out and finally past the stick of Rob Clark. Here comes Burn now over the blue line. Burns moving in. Burns with a delayed shot. A good save there from James. Might have been still going wide, but James made sure it did. As Webster picks this one up from behind the blue line. Bears take opportunity to get fresh legs on the ice. Webster's long-range pass. Looking on the far side there for Fleming. Annesley, who's had a mountain of ice time this weekend so far. The puck just trickles over the blue line. Anderson goes back to get it now here for the Melbourne Ice. One of the quartet of imports for the Melbourne Ice this year. Here's Marcus Wong now. Up ice, looking for Delsar. Just relinquished control, and Wong takes it again. Gives it back now here to Toddy Graham. Graham interchanges here with Wong. Not much up on offer up ice. As that puck, well, that's going to be icing.
Yeah.
As that was a little errant, and we have face-off.
And that's the panic that the Sydney Bears are bringing with their forechecking. They've got two aggressive forecheckers, and it's just making the Melbourne Ice defence panic a little. Their first option isn't there. So we saw Graham pass to Wong. Wong looks for an option, doesn't have one, gives it back to Graham. Graham gives it back to Wong. Wong ends up icing it because there's no option.
So face-off attacking zone for the Bears, but it's the Ice who do win the face-off. Graham from one corner to the other. The twig got tied up. Now Chai, centre ice, loses the edge, but gets a pass away. That was a good setup. So Anderson. And Delsar to Chai, backhander. And now Brucker, unable to clear the zone. But there's going to be a penalty call, is there, or is it just an offside?
Handling the puck, I think. Forwarding the puck.
So a hand pass, so we'll have a stop and play. A little over 6.5 minutes remaining in the opening period.
Now, the question we all have to ask ourselves is, can the Sydney Bears sustain the pressure?
And of course the challenge is this is the second of 2 games for the Bears, so whether they can keep this up for 3 periods, we don't know. We'll soon find out, but they're doing everything they can at the moment.
Yes.
So Webster. Dangerous cross-ice pass, but it's worked out okay to Crow. Gets it to Armstrong, will take the blue line, little drop pass, out towards Powerplay, shoots, Kimberlin with a save. Rebound offered. Battle behind the net, and there's bodies everywhere. The whistle's going to be blown.
And it's fair to say that the best chance Melbourne Ice have got is to create a lot of traffic in front of the net and just get a loose puck.
You see it?
There you go.
Well,
You're not writing these tweets yourself, are you, Jay?
Hey, I'd like to thank my one and only fan that I pay $100 a week to. Thank you.
That way you got your phone up when you're off shot every 2 minutes, Jeff.
It's the hat. I keep telling you, flat caps are in, boys. Get amongst it.
You hang around Brunswick too much, Jay.
That's where my son's living. Yeah, you're right.
See him at Howler on a Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. 6:06 left here in the first. Scoreless if you've just tuned in. That pass has gone astray, and icing will be the call. Now face off back in the Sydney Bears defensive zone.
This game so far has got everything at the minute. It's keeping me entertained.
Par goals, but that will come.
Yeah, but it's both teams are attacking. Sydney Bears have got a little bit more class about them at the moment, and it's just to see how Melbourne and Ice are weathering the storm. They're trying to counterpunch at the moment.
Of course, 2 other games in the AIHL this afternoon. Second part of a doubleheader between the CBR Brave and the Perth Thunder, which the Brave took 6-2 last night in Canberra. And game 2 of the North Stars and Adrenaline in Adelaide, which was Greg Oddie's retirement night last night. And congratulations to Greg again on a magnificent AIHL career. Records that probably will stand the test of time. As this shot, that just trickled wide of the net of Mikey James. And Adams goes in to pick it up for the Bears. It's chopped off here by the ice, and they start a breakout of sorts as Webster finally clears to centre ice. Picked off there by Strukov. And the Bears will wheel around and take positions for the zone entry. Adams just spilled that pass. And that was roofed out now here to Delsar, parked on the blue line, left behind by Lawrence. Here's the Bears back in again. Nice job there by Webster to hold the line, but it's slung right back in there by Strukov. Bears get fresh legs on the ice, and the ice hoping to catch them on said change. And Fleming now centers that pass, and a good play there by Rabinowitz to break the play up. Excuse me, that was Etienne Detroit, who got his first goal as a Sydney Bear last night. There's Todd Graham back to the point. Delsar feeds it through. Lawrence looking for space to turn around and fire. Can't find any. Here comes Rubes now for the Bears. Vlad Rubes, second to Greg Oddie in terms of all-time stats. Games played and points. And this one slung long range there by Annesley, and that was gloved down by Graham, and he puts it into the corner. Bears still holding the line. Now Tutoir, he's dealt with there by Delsar.
He's a good player, Tutoir.
He is indeed. And this one to Rabinowitz with a shot, and a good save made there by Mikey James. As that puck just errantly trickles through the high slot. Graham looking for a stretch pass here to Fleming with Lawrence. They're offside. Will have to touch up. Foon swoops on the crumbs, and well, no one up ice really to get that puck to. And he concedes an icing call. And we'll have a face-off back in the Sydney Bears defensive zone.
And Melbourne Ice transition. Well, let's have a look here.
James didn't know much about that one, did he?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Melbourne Ice, when we're breaking in, their forwards are too close. Nothing happened. Nothing could happen. Weren't even a stick length apart.
So from the face-off, the Bears will have it now through Schlamp. Should clear the zone and does. As far as Wong. Battle along the blue line. Foons had control of the puck, got a pass away. Now Burns. Send that one deep. Schlamp gets the puck, will drive towards the net. Lost the biscuit though. Got a shot away. James made the save. And now Chai for the ice. Good work by Adams, but just couldn't get a shot away in the end. created the space, just didn't have the finish. Clare fires, shoots. Puck bobbles up awkwardly for the Ice, but they're able to clear. No, they haven't actually. It's been kept in. Good work by the Bears. So Adams to Clare. Just kept that one in. To Burns in the corner. Assessing the options. Goes looking for Strukov. Paso was a little hot. So Adams. Just found an opening. That's one side, the other. Good work though by Crow. Now it's been turned over. Dylan Anderson for the Ice. To Clark. Clark's done well. Gets a pass way to centre ice. This is a nice setup for the Melbourne Ice. Pass out wide, looking there for Chai. Intercepted there by Kimlin. Got to stick onto it and broke the play up. Now the Bears were able to clear. Ice will make a line change while it was being held up. Tommy Stephen will send that one in the corner. Will chase down his own puck unless Graham gets there first, who does. Pass was a pretty weak one though. Open the door for Stephen. Now Hoddick and Graham. And Armstrong will clear.
He's on his own.
We'll go from blue line to blue line. Wait for the trailer. Looking for Hoddick. Couldn't connect. Still Hoddick gets it back. Go back to the point and Webster fires, shoots, looking for a tip. So Armstrong, tight angle shot. And the Ice are looking for ways to break the brick wall that is Anthony Kimlin. So Webster, stretch pass, not a bad idea, looking for Powell, but well read by Annesley. Intercepted. Across the blue line on his own. Chua up against Armstrong. Webster's there in support though. Finds Fleming. Outlet pass, a good one to Powell. So Powell looking for the tip there of the pitching in Graham. Bears able to clear once more. So Haynes up against Lawrence. Lawrence will get there first for the Ice. Now Delsar. To Graham. Forced out wide. Fleming will leave it behind. Kachia goes out wide. Looking for Delsar. Handy pass if Lawrence gets it. He's tied up by Strukov. Still Lawrence looking for Delsar. Couldn't connect. Shot. And that shot was blocked. Bears are able to clear once more. They'll send in the corner and make a line change.
Good end-to-end hockey here.
So 45 seconds left in the opening period. Stress pass looking for Delsar. Managed to get a touch on that one. Now in the corner, lined up there by Tyrell Clare. One of the first real big hits we've seen so far in this opening period. Now Strukov. To Graham Strukov. Little drop pass, nice setup.
Oh.
And it's cleared away, neutralised, sent back in by Annesley. Now Crow. He could be happy just to slow things down. The pass just off the boards went straight to Michael Schlamp. As we have a scrum. Just kept in. Great work there by Annesley. Little pass off. Pad save by James. Clark will be looking to clear, and he does. Flips it up high. And that will be it.
Wow.
End of the first period. Great end-to-end hockey for both sides. It's 0-0.
It was a good period of hockey. Had everything. A lot of scoring opportunities. For mine, the points go to Sydney Bears without any shadow of a doubt.
So to wrap things up at the end of the first period, it is 0-0 between the Melbourne Ice and the Sydney Bears. We'll be back shortly with the second period of play. So it's 0-0 between the Melbourne Ice and the Sydney Bears here at O'Brien Group Arena after one period of play. That said, might have been no score, but there was certainly plenty of excitement and action. And you can see there, one of the Melbourne Ice players who's not on the ice today after copping a big hit last week, Chris Wong, in the stands. I'm sure he'd rather be on the ice, but how'd he fare from last week?
Yeah, talked to him earlier. The concussion's still a bit of an issue for him. He's got to rest, and they'll do more tests during the week, see how he comes up, but they're going to take no chances with him.
Absolutely. We've got the farmer from Babe. La, la, la.
No, actually, it looks better than the beanie that was on that guy's head.
But we're moments away from opening face of the second period and talking about injured players. There's Jack Carpenter.
And spent some time with him at the break of that period. And he's going all guns. Just wants to get that gas fixed up. There's no concussion problems at all. But he can't wait to get back.
Which is great considering he did not look good after that hit, that should be said last week, as we, from the opening face-off, Ice win it and then they ice it. So a bit of a nothing play to start off the second period.
Yeah. And by the way, Sam Morgan, for that loan I lent you, could I have it back now with interest, please?
There you go. So
that's it. That's
they
it.
are.
Thank you. I'm up for that.
Absolutely. I'm being really impressed with what I've seen of the Bears so far, and the challenge will be to keep it up for the remaining two periods. But they are definitely in this game. So Graham from the face-off. Crow nearly left it behind. In fact, that I think it was Crow in the end, but that was fact Hoddick.
Yeah, it was Hoddick.
Don't want to incriminate the wrong player. So Claire to Strukov. Hasn't had need to flex his muscles so far. Well, pass in the end by Burns wasn't a great one. Hit Armstrong. Got the puck. Played by Webster. It's going to be a foot race, and getting there first will be Powell, but Claire sends him into the boards, and the Bears have numbers. Schlamp will play it off the boards. Adams should get there first and does in the corner. Melbourne Ice just setting up themselves up defensively. Burns to the top of James's crease, but no one there for the tip. Poor pass by Schlamp. They did block the attempted pass by Graham. It's going to be cleared away, and Tyrell Clare, who's been busy so far this weekend for the Bears. Pass it off to Michael Schlamp.
See, Melbourne Ice need 2 forecheckers. They need to play a 2-1-2. Not a 1-2-2.
Now Stephen, little drop pass to Dutoit. Shot was blocked. Back to Stephen, to Foons, left the puck behind. Nearly got it back. Here's a chance now for Lawrence if he can get there first. Great work by Annesley. Lawrence in the corner. Coughed the puck up. Brooker to Stephen. He sends that one in the corner, and James will come out of his crease. And Claire leading the race, the puck up against Fleming, but Fleming's done well for the Ice. There on his backside, wasn't much use to his team there. So Crow. The backhanded shot was just wide by Fleming. The idea was right, the execution just wasn't quite there. So Wong to Lawrence will concede some territory. Back out towards Devon Crow. Finds Chai, takes the blue line, forced out wide, lost the puck. Claire just bumps him off the puck. And the Bears are able to clear the zone, but that should be and will be an icing call, so we'll have a face-off at the other end of the ice.
You know, speaking to Peter Erikoff, their Melbourne Ice coach, during the break, his only concern with Melbourne Ice was that they're playing too low in the Bears' end. In other words, the forwards are getting trapped too deep, and they're trying to make a play too deep. They want to play a little bit higher so they can bring their defence in, and then when they play high, then drive back to the net.
So 12:26 to go, still scoreless here at O'Brien Group Arena between the Melbourne Ice and the Sydney Bears. Second plays 8 is the pass to Vasquez, just tips this one in deep behind the Melbourne Ice net, and picked up now by the Ice. There's a 2-on-2 here with Chai and Fleming. His shot, and that one is stopped there. Short side there by Kimlin. Pretty comfortable save there. It's actually off the stick of Anderson. Picked up back here by the Melbourne Ice and put right back in. Chai throws the hit there. And he's only in his 3rd game in Melbourne Ice colours here tonight. As the ice start to build from the back, here's Todd Graham, who didn't represent the Mighty Roos, wasn't available, but we hope he'll be available next year when the Roos take to Serbia. We got a penalty coming up, and it's going against the Melbourne Ice. Hooking is the... No, it's going against Adrian Esposito for the Sydney Bears for the hook. And played his 250th AIHL game last night, did Adrian Esposito. And off to the penalty box he goes, and on to the power play go to the Melbourne Ice.
It's a famous surname in hockey, isn't it, Esposito?
Yes, it is.
Oh, look at that. It's just another great shot of his flat cap.
Not a famous cap in hockey, I will say, but hoping to make it famous.
Oh, we might as well keep the camera right here.
And 2 hours of Jeff's cap, you can catch that on our alternative live stream link. All in 1080 HD as this one put down, centered in front, and well, just couldn't connect on that. Could Devon Crowe, who scored 2 goals last week in the Melbourne Derby from that very spot, put back out now here to Lawrence, who leads all AIHL players with points. Great save there from Kimlin off the shot from Webster through traffic. Picked up again now here by Lawrence. Cycles this one now over to Anderson. Anderson looking for an outlet, finds one down low and put right back to the point here to Webster. 1:28 left to go on the man advantage. That shot from a tight angle from Crowe, and a good save made there by Kimlin. And the Bears clear out all possible. 2-on-1, nice stick there from Webster, who stopped a possible break there from Adams, and he just fires that right back there on the net of Mikey James, forced into a casual save. Bears pretty lackadaisical on that change, nearly got caught. Here's the pass now out now here to Anderson. And he looks for his players to take their spots in front of Anthony Kimlin. Here's a shot from Webster, and that one was read by Kimlin. Looks like it was deflected though on the way through as Kimlin was going right to left. And Webster picks it up. 48 seconds left on the power play on the penalty there to Esposito for hooking. And it's picked up at center here by Anderson. He just dishes off to the near side. Hoddick now. Didn't play last season for the Melbourne Ice. Back now here to Webster. Webster, he's pretty well delayed. Here's Anderson now moving in. Oh, and just a little bit of miscommunication. Put that pass behind Hoddick, but they still have the puck to the Melbourne Ice. Webster thought about the shot. Someone got dumped in front of the net by Foods. A good shot there and a save by Kimlin off of Tommy Powell. And that was probably the best chance at the power play so far for the Ice. And they might get one more go at it with 15 seconds remaining. Webster starts from the back. Hits Armstrong there at center. 8 points for the Mighty Roos in his green and gold debut over in the Netherlands just a few weeks ago. He's got the puck again now. Over the blue line goes Armstrong. Hands off now to Graham. Graham did well to gather that puck and get a shot off there from onto Kimlin. And, well, looking to catch the guys at the back there was Adams, but he was off. I think we're going to have a too many men call. And the offending team. No, it was
offside?
Icing.
Icing.
Okay, well, looked like they were signalling towards the bench.
Yeah, they were.
So, well, just an icing call and no power play forthcoming.
That's a rather disturbing shot, that one.
This is just fantastic. Yeah, apparently he's running the dairy. What's his name?
Dr. Harry. Harry's breakfast.
But could be his double.
Back here at O'Brien Group Arena, Graham has it from the face-off at the point. Fires, shoots, good pad save by Anthony Kimlin. Lawrence gets it back. And Delsar finds Lawrence, back out towards Delsar, looking for Lawrence again. Nice little set up and they score! Melbourne Ice take the lead. Superb by-play by Lawrence and Delsar.
It was building up. The pressure was building up. Something had to give. The Bears were up for it, but in the end, Lawrence found the spot. But the pressure was building up by Melbourne Ice. It's the most aggressive they've been.
Your thoughts, Jeff? I thought Melbourne Ice were really creative. They were trying to push into that centre lane.
Yeah, and more importantly, they've done what their coach wanted. They're playing higher, not all collapsing to the net.
So that's Dylan Lawrence's 8th goal of the season. He leads all skaters in the AIHL in goals and points, moves to 17 points on the year, and he's put the Melbourne Ice up 1-0 here at O'Brien Group Arena with 9 minutes remaining in the second frame. Here's the pass out now to said goal scorer Lawrence as he motors through center and to the outside. It's the stick there from Dutoit, and his progress is stifled and put up now here to Terrell Clare. Just chips it up, looking there for the feed to his teammate there, and Michael Haynes just couldn't connect, and the pass coming all the way back now. In deep is Fleming, and we got offside, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off.
that royal wedding, I know Jaffa was into it.
Well, let's...
might want to deny it, but...
I was hoping to keep this broadcast free of that. Any
blame Sam.
said references from last night.
Blame Sam.
And I'm sure men across Australia are still tormented by that.
I got back home after yesterday's game to find with my household, put that on. I took my dinner and watched the footy in the bedroom instead.
Well, I was crossing live, actually, to the wedding. Me and the pastor.
I heard you had to turn down the invite again, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I did, actually. They wanted me to chair the Baptist choir.
So here comes the puck back in there by Anderson. Checked there by Clare, and he manages to win that battle and feather it through here to Strukov, who's been relatively quiet in this game vis-a-vis last night's effort against the Mustangs. His long-range pass in behind Crow, but the Bears are going to beat out the icing call. Going into the boards hard there was Tommy Stephen. He's back to his feet and back into the action. There's a real scrummer up there at the half wall. Crow trying to get that puck out, as is Rob Clark. And you can see half of the lineup for both teams over there, but Anderson has the puck now on the opposite side, slides it across, looking for the pass there, Huda Chai, and just one move too many and it slides off his stick. Penalty coming up now against the Sydney Bears.
Bit unfortunate, that.
Looks like Brucker, the offending player on this occasion. And back to the power play go the Melbourne Ice.
He comes in, he gets stick checked away.
Yeah, pretty clear hook there by Brucker. Right on the hands.
But it is a chance now for the Melbourne Ice to double their lead and give themselves a bit of breathing space, despite how competitive the Bears have been so far.
Well, more importantly, they'll control the puck for the next 2 minutes as well.
But the Bears looked pretty organised on the PK last time round, it should be said.
Yep.
But the Eyes win the face-off. Webster is flipping up high, looking for a tip. At the high slot, Bears should be able to clear now through Burns. Burns finds Adams. Adams finds a bit of space. Can he get through? Shoots! And James makes a save, but I think it was more just a case that he was just there as opposed to any active saving of the puck.
Shot it straight at him.
So Lawrence.
Oh, another penalty coming.
And in fact, well, Crow, I think, was wisely just played in the direction of Adams, so they maximise the time they have the 5-on-3.
Ooh, now it's going to hurt.
It's a bit of a soft penalty to give away there from Adams.
Was it there?
But you look at this move.
Yeah, he's just regained his balance. That was a problem.
In fact, that hit the pipe work, so there you go.
Went off his glove.
Sure.
Yep.
But this will test the Bears' defensive abilities now. Facing a 5-on-3 PK. Although they've got probably the best three players they've got capable of doing it on the ice right now. If the Ice do win the face-off, Graham. Back out towards Devon Crow, has plenty of space to play with. Crow will get it back. Looking for the tip there was Fleming. Get it back towards Crow. Side against Webster, now gets him, winds up, shoots. And the save by Kimlin. Webster gets it back to Lawrence. Out wide towards Crow. And Kimlin makes a fine save.
Wow. Anyone else but Kimlin would be in the net. Melbourne Ice are going to sustain this for the balance of the 5-on-3.
But they're looking to make Kimlin move.
Yep.
They weren't really doing that in the first period, were they?
Now they're trying to draw him from left to right and right to left, and that's the only way they're going to do it. So they're going to have a man on each post. And they're doing it well with their defence.
So Anderson in to take the draw here for the Ice. It trickles out now here to Webster at the point. Now over to Crow. He's got a lane now. Crow looking for a drive. Punts it down low, sending it across to Lawrence. Maybe one move too many. Trying to get Kimlin to go right to left.
Correct.
And the right course of action as far as the Ice are concerned is Foon's on his knees. Good defensive play from him to force that puck into the corner as Annesley goes to work there on Lawrence. Webster has the puck up high. 39 seconds till the Bears get a player back. If they don't score, of course. There's Crow down low. And just a good interplay here from the Ice to keep possession here. One-time shot from Crow. Great save from Kimlin, and another great save from Kimlin. Point blank there off the stick of Fleming. And the Melbourne Ice remain at 1-0.
There's a bit of respect going out there for Kimlin too from the Melbourne Ice boys. A pat on the pads. I mean, Anderson and Crow, they've practiced this time and time again. And with Fleming, they're just passing it back and forth through the hash marks, and they're just setting up Webster, bringing it back. Good power play.
So 6:09 remaining, 25 seconds off on the initial penalty remaining to Brucker, and then 56 on the penalty there to Adams. And the Bears hemmed in. Schlamper to be careful with his stick, considering the last call. As he comes back now here to Webster, just holds the line. Sent across now. Oh, that was a light tip. Great save there from Kimlin. Again off Lawrence, says Schlamp, and it forced him out.
If Lawrence could have one-timed that, it was in.
Yep.
He just had to get it balanced and bring the puck back. He wasn't expecting it coming back. Good power play though. They've controlled it, but then again they shoot 5-on-3.
But it's good PK as well from the Bears. I think these special teams from both sides have been great so far. Bears have organised, but the Melbourne Ice are that byplay. They're moving the puck really well.
Yep.
It's still only a 1-goal game. Face-off won by the Ice. Hoddick gets out towards Graham. Graham just pinching some turf. And the shot ended up was wide. Cleared away. The Bears have killed one penalty as Rookie comes back onto the ice. Pass out towards Powell, looking for a little drop pass for Armstrong. Read well by Schlamp, who clears. And James will come out of his crease. Pass the puck off towards Matt Armstrong. Looking for Powell. Wong in support, loses the puck though. And the plays come unstuck, so that will probably be it for the power play for the Melbourne Ice. The Bears have successfully managed to kill 2 penalties. So Hoddick lighting up to Twa.
That was a good check.
It was.
Skated out. Wong.
To Marcus Wong. To Armstrong back to Wong.
Oh.
Mrs. Graham.
Bounced over the stick, just floated over the stick.
Yeah, that's probably not been Marcus's greatest shift of all time.
But yeah, pretty unlucky. Well, you're right now. The Bears have weathered the storm. The puck's now in the Melbourne Ice end. Let's see what they can do off the draw. They're going to have their veteran face-off expert, Vladimir Rubes. See if he can draw it back to his defence.
So from the face-off, the Bears jab it through Vasquez. I think he lost the skate there along the half wall, but the Bears still in control. Annesley fires, shoots, and James makes the glove save.
Let's see if they can do it again on the face-off. The best play for mine is to draw it back, make the defence, pass the puck left to right, then collapse it and then drive to the net.
So sheet under 5 minutes remaining. Here comes the draw from Rubes back to Annesley at the point. Too much traffic in front of him. Shoots it anyway, and James with a pretty comfortable chest save.
It's all right. It's working. Third time. Could be lucky.
So don't forget the last weekend of, well, if anyone... if anyone finds a lost monocle and pipe, please return to the commentary box. I'll pay that. Very good. Here's Annesley now. Shoots through traffic and moves about a metre wide. Foons pinches in to try and keep the puck alive. Annesley, both Bears defensemen behind the goal line. As Rubes covers for his teammate there in Annesley. And the puck comes out now here to Tommy Powell on the near side. He slings it across ice. And away come the Melbourne Ice. A shot there wide from Hoddick. He's muscled off it there by Foons. Did a good job of taking away the angle. And the Bears do a good job of taking the puck away in turn. Puck moved up on the far side there, onto the stick of Jeremy Vasquez. He loses it. Esposito helps it the length of the attacking zone. I should say the width, really, as this one put out to the neutral. And Anderson takes over here for the Ice. Anderson holds onto it and just waits for reinforcements to arrive. Slings on great vision there to spot Clark coming in at the back door and just couldn't complete the pass. And an opportunity goes begging there for the Melbourne Ice. Sweeping up at the back now here is Graham to Webster. And a long-range pass intended for Clark is deflected and all the way here to Tyrell Clare. His clearing attempt is smothered and he puts the check there on Chai. And the Bears break out of their zone. Here's Adams. Adams down the near side. No one really in support. He's got Schlamp though. Schlamp at the back door trying to jam it home on James. And just couldn't find daylight. Clare swats it back in off the right pad there of Michael James. Called into action there on that last shift a couple of times. Danger not averted entirely now for the Melbourne Ice as the puck is locked in. They're a defensive zone, but finally it busts out, and the Ice come back the other way through Anderson. Around a couple of Sydney Bears. Hands off to Clark. Wide angle shot, no real threat there to the net of Kimlin. Kasha comes in here for the Ice. Kasha, he's muscled. The captain Schlamp sweeps up the crumbs and fires one up there to Adams, and a good play there from Webster to take away time and space. Back come the Ice. Good save there off of Lawrence by Kimlin, who was breaking in. As Fleming looking to do the same, but that was poked away from him. He gets thrown out there of the attacking zone. The Bears get a bit of breathing room to regroup with 2:36 left on the clock. Only trailed by 1. as they fire this one up ice. Intended target there for the Sydney Bears was Michael Burns, who got the shootout winner last night for the Bears. Missed on his first attempt, has got it on the second. Foons keeps the play alive, and the Bears look for a line change, but it might be to their disadvantage. There's two players in behind. One of them's Delsar, and he just couldn't take the puck cleanly on his stick. And the Bears really get out of jail on that occasion. It was a 2-on-0 yearning there for the Melbourne Ice.
Bears are looking tired.
There's Clare now. A couple of long shifts. The Ice have done a good job of keeping them from changing lines. As this put in front by Dutoit, he clears the zone and gets a bit of relief here for the Bears outfit. 147 seconds remaining in period number 2. Webster clears the puck up ice. It just evades a couple of players, but not Castelsar. He looks pretty tired himself, but played with a hand pass, and will have a neutral zone face-off.
He was aware of it.
But they've a couple of line changes the Bears nearly been caught out on tonight.
That shot from Lawrence not far away. Kimlin again making crucial saves as he did last night.
This is where it comes down to good bench management as far as the Sydney Bears are concerned. Keep their players fresh. Right at the moment, they're skating tired.
The Bears are coming off this is the second of a doubleheader weekend. Sunday games are always a tough one. So Wong sends that one into the corner. Kimlin will come out of his crease. Tied up in the corner. Ice will win it. Bears should get there first, and they're able to clear it away. No, in fact, Marcus Wong, it looks like it actually hit him and went into the Melbourne Ice bench, so we'll have a face-off with a minute 18 remaining.
So it hasn't been a lot of physicality in the game. It's been very controlled.
You're talking about the Bears being tired. Do you think that will be ramped up in the third period?
Yeah, they will. They just want to see this period out now.
Now, Michael James, a bit of a wall tonight, calling him Michael Gibson. It's probably important for him with what's happened with Pine Murphy leaving the club to justify that he is the number one.
He's got to step up even further.
And so far tonight, he's done it. He's done well. So Armstrong. Passed out towards Wong. Now Powell. So happy to cycle back at the moment. Melbourne Ice seem pretty comfortable with where they're at. The stretch pass. Finds Powell. Manages to avoid the check of a rampaging Tyrell Clare, who's been the attempted wrecking ball tonight for the Bears. So Armstrong just poke checked away from him. Now Strukov. Here's a chance now for the Bears. So Strukov fires, shoots, pad saved by James, and the Bears just weren't in position for the rebound. Now Powell. Powell forced out wide, fires, shoots. Giblin had no problems with that and plays the puck on.
Lottie.
Good check there by Graham.
Got a pin in though. Can't let him back out.
It was good work in the end by Adams to keep playing the puck. So Anderson out towards Lawrence. One last rush for the eyes and he scores!
Yes. They play well together.
So Dylan Lawrence gets his second and Melbourne Ice take a 2-goal lead.
That was a good setup all the way from the breakout. Fleming finished it off there.
He might have got the tip, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Certainly claiming it as his anyway.
Yeah, well, no, he did. It was good play all up. The build-up, the way they broke out. As I said, Sydney Bears were just on the ice a bit too long. Lawrence takes it all the way past the hash mark.
He did
great
too.
tip-in. Absolute great tip-in.
So I have to take that back. So it's Lawrence and Fleming, the goal scorers tonight. And the Ice just happy to gobble up time, taking that late lead in at the end of the second period. So they're 2-0. And now that you think the game is very much in their hands.
Yeah, well, Melbourne Ice skated that period and they absolutely brought it. I mean, you don't win a game of hockey in the first period, but I think they've just won it in the second. Let's see what the Bears can do.
So at the end of 2 periods, it is the Melbourne Ice who lead the Sydney Bears 2-0. We'll be back shortly with the third period of play. So it's 2-0 in favour of the Melbourne Ice here at O'Brien Group Arena. After 2 periods played, so we've got 1 period left unless the Bears can do something and drag themselves back into the game. But they've certainly got the challenge ahead of them. There were signs in that second period they may be starting to tire in the second of the doubleheader weekend. They had to work hard to get the, well, in the end they got the win in the shootout against the Melbourne Mustangs.
I think you're going to see with the Bears, they're going to do a lot of stretch passing. That's how they're going to try and catch Melbourne Ice defence off guard.
And I expect them to get a bit more physical as well, what we saw a bit of yesterday.
Melbourne Ice, you just got to roll their 3 lines out and just punish them with pace. Pace and pressure.
So Hoddick along the half wall. Stolen by Burns, so good work there by the Bear. Burns in control of the puck. Shot was blocked. Now it's Webster out towards Powell. Back to Webster, fires, shoots, and Kimlin makes the save.
Geez, Webster looks damaging when he pinches and comes in as the 3rd forward or the 4th forward, because he knows where to find that net.
Yeah, does that hat come in the white, the off-white, the ivory, or the bone, or the beige?
Oh, not the beige. No, not the beige, Eric, but certainly the off-white.
I swear that cap. Going back, this is probably for Aussie rules fans, but I'm thinking Peter Bozasto 1981 Grand Final.
I'm growing the beard back too, boys.
You sure that's not Tony Barber's hat you're borrowing?
Yeah, no, the beard's coming back too. I've had enough of this.
Tony Barber, sale of the century.
Yeah, that was his hat.
Well, it's some late 80s, early 90s.
Early 80s, thank you very much.
Well, ended in what, 95 or 96? Anyway, play continues. Here's Foons. This shot back out to the point now. Held in by Marcus Wong. Slides it across now here to Crow. Well, a shot. A good save by Kimlin. Rebound trickled out. And a bit of water on that ice. Now there you can see the puck just almost come to a dead standstill. Slipped across now here to Stephen. 1-on-2. Stephen now drops it off. Good play to Annesley. Just couldn't get a clean handle on the puck. And it comes into the corner when Fleming relieves the danger here for the Melbourne Ice. Crow trying to help it out of the zone. It's kept alive though by the Sydney Bears. And a great steal there from Fleming. A 2-on-1 developing here for the Ice. Fleming thought about the shot and the delay there to Lawrence. And that comes out now here to Devon Crow. Picked up now here by Lawrence. Slides it in and it's off the side of the net. And well, lurking there for the rebound was Delsar. And a 2-on-1 back the other way now here for the Bears. Here comes Tommy Stephen. He fires and a stick there of Crow. Prevented it from even getting near Mikey James there in the Melbourne Ice net. Delsar throws the check, but the puck thrown in now. Here's Devon Crow, chips it off the boards, plays it now here to Fleming, who got the last Melbourne Ice goal. To the first scorer of the afternoon for the Melbourne Ice, Lawrence. His pass now here to Graham. He fires, and a pretty comfortable save there for Kimlin from a wide angle. And an end-to-end hockey to start this 3rd and final period. Here's Strukov. His pass was off the shin pads there of Delsar, who retreats for a line change. Clare retreats for the puck for the Sydney Bears. And the Bears break out of their own zone. Terrell Clare's really coming of age in the last couple of AIHL seasons for the Sydney Bears. As this held in by Rabinowitz. And he gets checked pretty hard there by Jeremy Chai in front of the Melbourne Ice bench. The Melbourne Ice on the attack now, slipped through as he comes out for the wraparound. And well, maybe held on to it a little long, did Anderson. But the Bears come up with a puck and they start out the other way. Rabinowitz gains the center line, left the puck behind and finally tried to fire it back in. Great play there by Chai, who picked his pocket, and he's off down the near side. Chai now. The puck is slapped away from him. And continue this end-to-end theme to the Melbourne Ice and the Sydney Bears. 17-10, 2-0 lead here to the home side. Nice interception there. Here's Burns. He shoots. And a good save there from James. Best chance of the period so far for the Sydney Bears. Here's Wong. Chips this one up the boards. Foons can't get a clean handle on it. But Burns can. Burns now down low. Tried to slip it through as Adams was lurking in the high slot. And the Bears squander that opportunity. Anderson, well, he was sized up as coming in to deliver that was Dutoit. And this one, Paul Burns just unaware of that clearing attempt. Foons has got it now. And he has to play this off the glass. And Burns to the rescue now here for the Sydney Bears. Dutoit, who got the first goal of the game for the Bears in the second period last night. His first is a Sydney Bear. The puck is flipped out to the neutral zone. Powell tried to get there first. Strukov beat him, fends off the check and saw Hoddick coming. The Bears have it now. Burns slides it across, trying to pull the trigger. There was Adams, and he couldn't get a clean shot away. Adams is going to come up with the puck now here again for the Bears. Forced into the corner there by Webster. Good shoulder there from Dutoit. The puck relinquished into Melbourne Ice hands. Clare did well to keep that alive at the blue line. The Bears take advantage of that breather to get a line change. Adams calling for it there with Strukov, pinching in Strukov in behind enemy lines. He's muscled into the glass, and doing enough there was Matt Armstrong on the back check. And the Melbourne Ice look to go to work. Here's Lawrence, opposite. Slamp had him dialed in from 200 metres.
Didn't he?
And, well, the shot trickled wide in the end, but Schlamp looking to throw the body. There's Clare now. Look for Lawrence. Oh, he finally gets his man that time. Double team treatment. It's loose in front. And Kimlin makes the save, and we've got a penalty coming up.
Against Melbourne Ice?
Against the Bears, it looks like, as James is headed to the bench. Graham's going to touch the puck and get it away there from Michael Schlamp.
Against the Bears.
6 skaters on the ice now here for the Melbourne Ice, as the Bears still haven't touched the puck. I'm assuming it's going to go to Clare or Schlamp for that check.
Yep.
And here come the Melbourne Ice now. Nice move from Anderson, trying to get through the entire Bears team of sorts. It comes back now here to Graham at the point. Graham trying to get a shooting lane. Bears still haven't touched the puck. Nope. Good job of the Ice to play possession. Back to Graham now. Graham fires one on net, looking for a tip. A deft tip there from Tommy Powell. Still in Melbourne Ice hands. Fleming, Lawrence, top of the circle, slides it across. Finally touched by Sydney. And that will be a power play to the Melbourne Ice.
Do you know?
I think we're still searching. Oh, no.
I tell you,
That's a good one.
yeah, well, I might do a bit of fox hunting as well. Why not? Going over to the UK, going to Ireland? No, I'm not.
Oh, you can fix the Beagles up when they get sick there, Jeff.
Thanks for that comment, my good man, about the hat. Love it.
But the Ice are now on the power play. Tyrell Clare, the player to sit in the box. But certainly the Bears looking to up the physicality. They started to get a bit tired, and it was worked for them on that occasion. Annesley to Burns, back to Annesley. Out wide, nice setup, and they score short-handed.
Oh, ouch.
So Charles Adams scores, but that was really the work there of Ryan Annesley.
And you know what? Apart from the comments to the hat that distracted me, the pressure that they've brought out the Bears, they've been skating since the drop of the puck in the start of this third period, and they haven't stopped. And it's just paid off in spades for them. And you're right about Annesley. He just set that up beautifully, and we'll just watch that again coming in. Just beautifully spotted.
And it was set up even in the neutral zone by Annesley. That was great work short-handed by the Bears, as Adams gets his 3rd goal for the season. And what an important goal for the Bears, and especially in the context of this season. They need as many points they can this weekend, and they're still in this one. So Wong gets it out towards Graham. So Burns just trying to work his way through to the top of the crease. Was smothered there by a couple of Melbourne Ice players, but it should be noted the Ice are meant to be the team on the power play at the moment. It wouldn't look like it if you didn't know. So Powell. Out to Wong, back out to Powell. Now Armstrong. So the Ice able to set up their power play structure. So Powell, out towards Armstrong. Thomas Powell, on the net, looking at his options. Back in towards Hoddick. To Powell, and that's off the stick there of Annesley. Puck still alive. The Wong pinching in. Great work by Ryan Annesley. What a superb penalty kill he's had so far.
Had a great game.
So Graham misses Powell in the corner. Kimlin thought about gloving that one, decided against it. Lawrence out to Powell towards Crow. Out wide, Graham decided against the shot, back to Crow, fires, shoot, shot was blocked. Now Lawrence. Pass looking net towards Lawrence, couldn't find him. And that was a superb penalty kill by the Bears, but the Ice still in possession of the puck. Crow fires, shoots, the shot was well high.
Yeah, but it was the right place to aim.
Looking there for the tip. And again, it just floated wide of Kimlin's crease. So Esposito left it, Fleming. I thought that was out, and so does the linesman agree with me. So we'll have a stop and play, but to really applaud that penalty kill from the Sydney Bears.
Yeah, it was excellent.
So we have a look. Here's the earlier chance by Adams, just tied up at the crucial moment. Just one goal in it with 12:21 remaining.
Andrew McDougall, that was a great call. Yours, you're right.
Here's Strukov now. It's started to come to life here in this third period so far. As the Bears surge in now here through Strukov. He sent us all at the back door. There lurking was Adams and very nearly made it 2-all. With James forced into a save of that wide shot there from Dutoit, and we'll have a whistle. The Sydney Bears,
They just don't look like they're tiring all of a sudden. They've got a boost of energy.
yeah, I mean, compared to last night, I mean, it can't sound like a broken record, but the game last night, it's night and day in terms of the effort levels.
If they put this effort against the Mustangs, they would have taken the full 3 points.
Oh, very
They
easily.
would have wiped the floor on the Mustangs.
Easily. As we're going to have take 2 of that face-off. They play every week. You know, a team of the caliber of the Melbourne Ice, the Bears could take any team. Their problem seems to be over, as I've said before, the last couple of years, is just the consistency throughout the season. Here's Hoddick now. Down the near side, Hoddick just pulls up and evades his checker. Cycles this one off. And the Bears have done a good job to steal the puck. This is Tyrell Clare. And he's almost put into his own bench. Webster holds it alive. Armstrong now had his pocket pick. Good job there, but he steals it right back.
Yeah.
A veteran experience there from Matt Armstrong. And he dumps this one in, buys his team a couple of seconds and an opportunity for a line change. 11:30 to go. Up the far side goes Dutoit. Just pulls up. Oh, he is hammered! Absolutely hammered by Cass Delsar at the blue line.
That was a good check.
What a hit there from Delsar. And, well, he's
Good cleanie too.
set the tone, and that will be an icing. And we'll
Let's see that in replay upstairs.
Dutoit with his head down. Boom.
Good shoulder,
Yep.
glided in, perfect check.
Nice
He
clean.
was there to be hit too.
Absolutely clear.
Yeah, you cut across the ice against Cass Delsar.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt you.
You're going to pay on a good day.
He doesn't play that heavy hitting game much anymore, but he's still got it when he needs to.
Exactly.
Remember his Adelaide Adrenaline years. That was how he formed his game. As this one set in front, and Schlamp just was unaware. Annesley backs him up with a shot, and it's blocked by the 6'5" frame there of Todd Graham. And out comes the puck now to Dylan Lawrence. Lawrence has done well to bust through the defence, but the puck just skewed off his stick. He gets it back to Webster with a shot. And
quick
it was
release.
Well, indeed, and it was just deflected wide, and Kimlin, I didn't think, saw it until the last moment. As this put back in deep, Foons with a little bit of space there on Delsar. Finds Annesley, his defensive partner, on his top pairing for the Bears. Long-range pass from Schlamp is put in on the stick there of Brucker. He goes in a one-on-one there with Graham. Schlamp arrives and pokes the puck, but it falls to Fleming here of the Melbourne Ice. Fleming with Lawrence on his near side. Great pass. Here's Lawrence one-on-one with Kimlin. Slides it across. Oh, and Delsar just couldn't complete that masterpiece as Lawrence had Kimlin hung out to dry.
Correct.
On that near post. Here's Stephen back the other way to Strukov. And he's pretty well held there by Crow, but Stephen sweeps up the loose puck and puts it back to the point. Unable to get a good shot there with Tyrell Clare. And he coughs the puck right up here at centre. Crow now. Pursued there by Strukov. Comes back to Devon Crow. Played last year for Landshut SV in the German 3rd Division, where quite a few of the Mighty Roos opposition for the Div 2A Worlds played this year. Here's Anderson. Nice moves from him. Anderson cuts around the net, looks for an outlet, doesn't really have much on offer. Got Rabinowitz to deal with, but cuts to the top of the circle. Still got it, sleds it through. It's Chai was parked there at the back door, and only a timely stick there of Clare proved the difference. Here's Crow now. 9:33 to go. 1 goal the margin here at O'Brien Group Arena. With the tempo going up quite a few BPM here in this last couple of minutes. Clare looks for a solid check there on Chai, and he's got the puck now behind his own goal line. Clare goes near side here to Jeremy Vasquez, another one of the Sydney Bears youth. Hands off now here to Haynes, and that was poked away from him, but arriving straight off the bench is Annesley, and he's straight into the action. As the Bears looking to reset out. Vasquez was the target there, and, well, James is forced to touch it and wash out the icing call. As Webster goes back to pick it up, the Bears retreat to the bench, and the top line comes out. Comes back now here to Annesley. Nice little flip pass, intended target there, Dutoit. Stripped of it, but he comes away with it. Here's Dutoit, top of the circle. Tried to slip that one through to Adams, waiting at the back. Foons comes in and cleans up for the Bears and keeps the offensive drive alive. Inner also arriving there is Adams with Burns. He's shouldered there by Webster. James sticks out the tentacle and covers up. And we might have a penalty out of this.
No, just a little bit of tick for tack.
Okay, it'd be silly to get the Ice to give such a penalty away.
Yeah, but Burns and Webster have just been tadaring all day.
And I agree with Mark. There has been a lot of parity. I was probably part of the many people with prophets of doom about the Bears prospects this season, but despite the win-loss column, they've been really competitive this year.
Oh, mate, they're playing way higher than where they are on the ladder.
As have the Adelaide Adrenaline too.
Yes. Yeah.
They've been a real surprise packet, particularly after that first game. A lot of things for Adelaide Adrenaline fans in particular be really excited about ongoing.
No, next couple of years especially too. They had a huge turnover of players at the start of this season, all the retirements, literally 6 players, and they've got a huge contingent of youth that are putting on quite a show there in Adelaide.
Well, the Bears were just raided by Newcastle in particular. So from the face-off, Foon's shot was blocked. Now pass out towards Webster, trying to go out wide looking for Powell. Hoddick there in support. Huxbill's freed Adams, the goal scorer for the Bears, puts on some pace.
Oh, it's a penalty.
There's going to be a penalty, but he scores anyway. It's 2-0.
They're back in it now.
And we've got a few extracurriculars on the side. There could be some penalties that come out of this as well. But the Bears have levelled the game.
Oh, who threw that after the one? I didn't see that. I was watching Adams celebrate.
Exactly, me too.
Burns got cleaned up there
He
after.
did.
And Webster and Burns again. I wonder.
So we'll see here on replay, and it looks like Liam Webster will go to the penalty box, as he should. But look at the pace there. Well, it would have been a penalty for a trip.
Yep.
And then top
shot.
shelf.
No, yeah.
It's that last move, I reckon. That's one too many from Webster.
Yep. That was a payback. They've been nipping at each other.
No, Webster's got a few words to say, but listen, I think there was a bit of byplay between the two of them, but I reckon that's that last move that was one too many.
That's a good hit too.
Glad.
It's a great game of hockey now. It's coming on.
Well, this is much what happened yesterday. The Mustangs took an early lead, and all of a sudden the Bears fought their way back into it.
Was that Nicholas Delberg that just sent a tweet?
Yes, it was indeed.
Yeah. He must like my hat as well. Oh, Chris Shield. Oh, very good. So tell me, Steve, very quickly while we got there, Kenneth Dennison, the ref, this his last game?
It is indeed. He refed most of last season, and he's come back for a couple of weeks here in Melbourne, and this is his last game here for the AIHL Knights. So thanks to Kenneth for your service, and he's just enjoying the Northern Hemisphere off season when he gets back. As this one put down low. Here's Annesley slinging this one across. Strukov going to keep it alive. 133 on the power play after the penalty to Webster. The Bears in command here. Adams, but near side there, looking for Schlamp, who had parked in front. And the puck is sent the length of the ice, and the Ice changed their penalty-killing unit. As Kimlin hands off now here to Annesley. He's been one of the best players on the ice for either club, I would argue, so far. Now here to Adams, who got the last goal. Adams trying to get around Powell, just chips it around. Schlamp going to pick this one up, decides to relinquish there with Strukov. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication. Armstrong pounces on that, but the Bears use the opportunity to get some space. Annesley slings one on net, blocker save from James. Schlamp now pokes it back to the point. Across now here to Annesley. Did well to hold that in. Annesley looking for the tip. Oh, great play to spot Burns there looking.
Wasn't it?
And it goes into the netting.
That was a set play all the way down the line. And Burns is smart in front of the net, very cagey. Knows exactly what he's doing. Question for everyone. I just thought about this because of the loop changes. Why can't...
Well, Melbourne Ice have been tweaking that logo, but I can tell you a little bit of history about, because the Bears have changed the logo, the Dogs, the Adrenaline. Let's just say there was a big push from a lot of people within the club when there was changes made that revert back to the old logo that they won a three-peat with. So there's one of those things where there's a bit of history with that logo, much like the Oilers logo, for example. You could argue that's not the prettiest one, but there's a hell of a lot of history behind it.
Canadians, a C and an H.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's a perfectly good logo, thank you very much.
Not a perfectly good team, mate.
No, not this year.
Neither are we, so that's all right.
Oh, get a life, mate.
I'll be quite Boston fan. So Claire fires, shoots, saved there by James. Now Dutoit, overskated the puck initially. They got it back. Puck spills free. James makes a save, and the shot by Brooker. Dutoit gets the puck back, and at the moment the Bears are all in complete control.
They should be on this power play.
Dutoit gets a shot away. Probably should have gone out for the pass, but it's hit the back netting, and much relief for Melbourne Ice. There will be a face-off with 1 second remaining.
So it was never over till it's over. What the Sydney Bears have done this period too is they've shot. They've got a lot of shots. They only had 6 shots the last period. They've tripled it this period.
And I think Andrew McDougall spot on. That was superb hockey there by Charles Adams. Scorer of both their goals. And the Ice have killed the penalty, and out comes Webster. Perfect timing. Finds Lawrence. Now along the half wall, wait for the trailer. Crow, try to flip it up towards Webster. Blew a tyre. Fleming's there in the corner. Tied up by Esposito. Dalsa just couldn't do anything with the puck in the end. Kept in by Webster. A tip was just wide there by Fleming. Kept in by Crow. Gets it to Fleming. Fleming out wide. And the play has come unstuck for the Melbourne Ice. Just a little bit of lack of polish there from Castelsa. Now Fleming sends it into the corner. Krukov has the puck. Happy to play it off the boards out towards Esposito. He's turned it straight back over, and Webster will send that one in the corner. Strukov will get to the puck first. Fleming has him tied up. Vasquez couldn't clear. Pass looking there for Anderson, couldn't find him. And playing well, reading it well off the boards there was Burns. Sent out towards Adams. Shoots, pad save there by James.
Great save by James.
But a delay in taking the puck there by Michael Burns set up beautifully for the Bears and left the Melbourne Ice defence hanging. Michael James saving the day.
He's happy to burn some seconds. He's got to skate it out.
Bears are playing tremendous in the past 10 or so minutes. Melbourne Ice haven't been bad, but the Bears are being something else so far.
Found an extra gear.
And that will be offside, just as they Melbourne Ice weren't playing bad. They did that.
Well, everything I thought the Bears were going to do this third period, they haven't. They've done exactly the opposite, and they've reaped the benefits. They're not playing the stretch pass. They're just playing pressure hockey. They're first to the puck. They're playing a 2-1-2, and they're aggressive as. They're not giving up. Every shift, they're giving everything they got. And it's showing.
So 4:39 remaining, and we are dead even here at the O'Brien Group Arena. As the Bears have it now through Strukov. Got Claire and Stephen to his right. Decides against both of them and decides to skate the puck over the center line. Forces James into a save with that long-range shot. Tommy Stephen gets put into the glass. Slams centers and tried to connect there with Brooker. And just couldn't do so. As the Ice under pressure here in this third and final period. Schlamp throws the body. Comes back to Claire. He sends that in. That's going to be onside and not icing. Stephen in on the forecheck here for the Bears. Picked up by Powell. Nice moves and got a couple of options over to the left-hand side. One of them's Fleming. He goes to another one here in Graham. He pulls up top of the circle. Tried to go give and go to Fleming. Just couldn't get a clean pass to it. And that's going to be deflected all the way out of the zone. And the Melbourne Ice will regroup from their own defensive zone. Sent out wide to Webster, who touches it up and cancels out icing. Annesley back now here for the Bears. Annesley. Long-range pass, finds the captain Schlamp on the far side. Now nice pass to Rabinowitz, poked off his stick. Stephen tried to back him up. Annesley did, and well, the puck, poked out to Brian Foons, who flips this one in to the right of Michael James. Rabinowitz on the forecheck against Webster, avoids the hit. It's loose in front of the penalty box. Rubes out for a rare shift this period, stripped of it. Here's Lawrence now moving in 1-on-3. Lawrence forced wide. Got Marcus Wong as an option, didn't go to him, sends it around instead, comes to Webster at the opposite point. He shoots, and a good save there from Kimlin, who had the paddle down to block out the 5-hole. Wong now flips this one around, sent in a hit of Fleming. Fleming just looking for options to present themselves. Lawrence is one of them behind his own goal line. Interchanges with Webster, back to Wong at the point. Slings one on net. Oh, it came off the back of the scone there of Brian Foons. And the Bears pick up the puck now and turn it straight over. Rabinowitz's clearing attempt not good enough. Fleming picks it up, trying to seize on a counter-attack here on the ice. Adams, who's come alive in his third period here for the Bears. Oh, nice check thrown by Webster, but a one-on-one now here. Here's Burns and Crow. Burns waiting for a late arrival there in the form of Annesley, who's pinched in, but doing enough there was Crow. It comes back to the Bears. Oh, here's Annesley. He scores! The Bears hit the front with 2:24 to go. Ryan Annesley has silenced this O'Brien Group Arena crowd And the Sydney Bears are 1 goal up.
Melbourne Ice left the back door wide open there. They left it. It was waiting to happen.
Yeah, if you get a feeling that James and Crow were pretty much thrown under the bus by everyone else that was on the ice at the time.
Yeah, but if we watch this in replay, Armstrong's gone to the puck. Look at this. Haynes has got, thank you. Somebody's got to be on that back door.
Ryan Annesley's 2nd goal of the year, and that's as timely as they come, and we'll see what the response from the ice is.
So the Bears take the lead late in the game. Who would have thought this even 20 minutes ago? As Schlamp fires high.
And I don't blame James for this in the net. Not his fault.
So now Graham. It's probably now we can bring up the fact that the Ice are on a 2-game losing streak and could be heading for their 3rd. All at O'Brien Group Arena as well, so we're into probably uncharted territory right now for the Melbourne Ice in the Ice House, the Docklands era, and that is going to be an icing call.
But it came down to sloppy play. No, the Melbourne Ice defence was non-existent there, and I mean their forward defensive work. You don't leave a man vacant on the back door, right on the post. Not with the talent of the forwards that the Bears had there. They just buried that biscuit, set it up, buried it.
So, face-off attacking zone now for the Bears. And they win the face-off. Tyrell Clare fires, shoots, and a glove save there by Michael James.
If I was Melbourne Ice, I'd be shortening the bench. I'd be running out with my 2 top lines for a minute 49 to go.
I'd be calling a timeout.
No, that'll help the Bears.
But when do you decide? When does James head towards the net? Head towards the bench, I should say.
On a minute. On the minute.
So 1:49 to go. Clare with a shot off the face-off, and that was about half a metre wide there of the net of Mikey James. Ice looking for a tying goal. Source of pass may have been played with a high stick. It was. We'll have a face-off inside the Bears' defensive zone. Maybe should have gloved that, did Charles Adams. Here's the setup there, Annesley.
That's a fair call from Luke.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Straight in.
He's had all the time in the world.
And timeout called, I believe. So, timeout called now here by the Melbourne Ice.
I think we might just get to see that goal again and see how it was set up.
So, Peter Ackroth, let's have a look. Here's Webster. Just completely knocked Dutoit to the ice, but look.
Okay, so he has picked up his man. So Webster's really made the fundamental mistake there. Should have been looking at the puck carrier.
And I do think Crow did well to make a contest of it, but yeah, him and James were pretty much left it there. They were exposed.
Yeah, they were. Given they're not the regulation defence as well. Well, Crow is,
but even then, that's where support was needed. So Melbourne Ice will be starting with the extra attacker straight off the face-off.
Yep, okay.
With 1:41 remaining, the Bears upset brewing. They lead 3-2.
Important face-off this for Melbourne Ice.
Absolutely. So from the face-off, the Ice do have it. Lawrence gets it back to the point to Crow, goes out wide to Webster. Webster shot in the end was blocked. Just up high and skating on it now is Anderson. Pulls out to Webster, fires, shoots from distance, hits the back glass. In the Ice, have control of the puck. Fire shooting there was Lawrence. Webster delays, gets a shot away, blocked there by Kimlin.
They're throwing everything at it.
Bears looking to clear, they haven't been able to. Kept in by Webster again, just at the top of the crease. Another attempt was wide. Strukov, Lawrence blocked his path. Bears able to clear. Webster decided to go with a backhanded pass. Picked up by Adams. Now it's intercepted by Lawrence, who will concede. Back to Webster. Great work, though, by the Bears. Sort of corralled him. Now in the corner with 40 seconds left. Annesley, he's been a warrior this weekend for the Bears. He's been superb tonight. Now Brooker. He's tied up in the corner. To Powell. To Webster at the point. Shoots, puck spills free. And we'll have a stop in play. I think players are appealing for a penalty, but none forthcoming.
No. Melbourne Ice have played this extra man advantage rather well.
But the Bears have been organised in defence.
Yeah, they have. It's never over till it's over.
And it looks like we'll have another timeout. This time it would be the Bears, I think.
Yep.
Intelligent. They had a bit of momentum there, did the Melbourne Ice?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So
Good call.
good call from your mate Ron Kaprowski.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Still owe you a beer, does he?
I'd like to put a hat on his head.
Hey, he bought you that hat. What are you talking about? That's the real story behind that.
Yeah. Not likely, my friend.
But
What we're going to see here is Melbourne Ice have to win the draw. Absolutely win the draw, get it back to defence, cross, collapse it in there.
No, I think that's spot on as well. 3 goals are being conceded by the Ice, and you have to say you can't put any of them on Michael James.
No, not tonight. He's been a stalwart, just been lacking a bit of support.
So it'll be a face of attacking zone for the Ice. Again, they're starting with the extra skater. And of course, they lost their last game in the final second. Can they level the game like that?
Yeah.
We'll soon find out. 22 seconds of hockey in this circumstance. There's still a lot of hockey. Ice win the face-off. Crow winds up, shoots. The shot, though, was wide. Graham has it, tries to get out towards Webster. Webster at the point, trying to get a shot away. It's just flipped up high. Crow will glove it down. Ice still in control of the puck. Lawrence, Fleming's also there, tried to get out towards Crow. Annesley just gobbling up time. Has he done enough? I think he has.
Yep.
And the Bears will claim a major upset victory over the reigning champs, the Melbourne Ice. The Bears win 3-2, and from their Melbourne road trip, they claim 5 of 6 points. What a
Wow.
tremendous result for the bottom team on the ladder.
They're not bottom any longer. Wow. Melbourne Ice, really. That second period, they had it on toast. Third period, no. They got beaten by a team that was more desperate, showed more effort, more determination. All power to Sydney Bears tonight.
And they will skip the Thunder. They go to 8 points. Thunder now go to 8th spot. The Bears, now as it stands, obviously the Adrenaline All-Stars still in progress. They're 1 point behind the 6th place Adelaide Adrenaline. So the Bears really needed as many points as they could get from this weekend to keep pace with the rest of the league. So crucial 2 results for them this weekend.
Well, they've done it.
Yep.
And if they'd have replicated this effort against the Mustangs, they would have claimed the full 6 points.
Yeah,
indeed.
that's very true too.
Yep.
But their credit to them. Just the way that they fought back.
Well, they shortened their bench.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. They just played their line out, and more importantly, the third period they shot. They outshot Melbourne Ice 3-1.
And maybe the Melbourne Ice were just still too starstruck with your headwear, Jack.
You don't think they'll be caring about that by the minute? However, it does look good, I give you that.
So we better wrap things up here from O'Brien Group Arena. And, well, full credit to the Bears. They were superb in that third period. They came back from 2-0 down to defeat the Melbourne Ice 3-2. My name's Michael Clough. On behalf of my co-commentators, Steve White and Paul Jaffa Watson, we hope you enjoyed today's game. We'll see you next time.